Here are 10 obscure red cards that you might want to put in your new decks. I don't know what you're going to do with them, but here's some neat cards I found that I've just been digging through, and I think they're fun, like Aki Underminer. Whenever Aki Underminer deals combat damage to a player, that player sacrifices a permanent of their choice. Freaking nuts. Make this thing unblockable, swing in, and you just make them sacrifice something. This is not that common in red. And it's a goblin, and it's a rogue, and it's a shaman. So lots of different creature types you can choose from. If you want to put those in those decks, put this red-blue, make it unblockable, swing in, make people annoyed. Kind of fun. Alpine Moon, really pretty art. It's an enchantment, costs one, just a single red. And when it enters, you choose a non-basic land card name, and lands your opponent's control with the chosen name lose all land types and abilities, and they gain tap to add 1 mana of any color. So it's actually kind of it's a downside and a upside, because now they've got any mana of any color, but they, this turns off Maze of Ith or Blink Moth Urn. Blink Moth, the well, that land. It shuts that kind of stuff off if you need, and it's less oppressive than Blood Moon. So this is obviously a design from Blood Moon, but it's less good because it just shuts off one named land. But say you could shut off everybody's that land, and that could be a Dark Depths or whatever it is. So I think this is kind of a smart thing to put in decks. Ambush, it's an instant, costs 3 in red. Blocking creatures gain first strike until end of turn. That's pretty darn good. And they're not putting first strike on cards much anymore, so going back to this old stuff, giving your creatures first strike until end of turn, that they're blocking, kind of protects your board a little bit, and just kind of comes out of nowhere, so stick that in. Antagonism, it's an enchantment, 3 in red again. At the beginning of each player's end step, it deals 2 damage to that player unless one of their opponents was dealt damage this turn. This incentivizes combat and makes the game go a little bit quicker, because if they didn't attack, they're going to take 2 damage, and maybe that's fine for them, but it incentivizes even attacking with just a 1/1. I don't know. I like making the game a little bit faster so you can get through it, and then this is just like the thorn in your side of like, ugh, I guess I have to attack, or I just don't. I take 2. What do I do? Or this could be paired with your red doublers or triplers and stack that damage. So kind of a fun card. Off for the guilds. Monocolored creatures can't block this turn. It's a sorcery, 2 in a red. That's really good. Most creatures are monocolored, especially tokens. If you're getting that new, all the rabbits, new rabbit stuff, those are all white tokens, or just the green elves, or whatever it is. They just won't be able to block, so maybe you can get through with your big stuff by playing this, get through that wall of tokens that your friend has, and swing in for the win. So this could be very, very handy for any given red deck, and I think this is very underrated. And it's only 4 cents too, come on. I just saw this in a different person's video, I can't remember who it was, but Bloodmark Mentor, it's a goblin warrior, and it gives all your red creatures first strike. So there's another first strike thing for just forever. This one's probably better than the combat trick one. For sure, but it's a 1/1, it could die pretty easily. But putting this in your goblin deck, you're gonna go hard. Swing, and get lots of the damage in with the first strike. Bludgeon Brawl is an enchantment again. Each non-creature, non-equipment artifact is an equipment with equip X, and equipped creature gets +X+O, where X is that artifact mana value.
Post-production Manfred here. Hey, I misspoke about this card during the recording of this. Basically, this turns all your artifacts, the whatever stipulations, into equipments. It does not shut them off. They keep their abilities, but they just turn into equipments. So that could be fun for any sort of deck that you just run a bunch of mana rocks or something, and you turn them all into equipment to make it like a Voltron deck. I don't know. That could be fun. But anyway, neat card. Okay, back to the video.
Brand. just a red for an instant. Gain control of all permanents you own. Good lord, the amount of times my things have been stolen from all the new Steely type decks. They're just like, oh, I'm going to take the top card of your library and then I'm going to cast it and blah, 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 blah. It's kind of annoying. So gaining control of all permanents you own. This is great. Looking at you, Austin. You see this? He always plays Steely decks. This is not his favorite type of effect because then he loses his stuff. But anyway, if you're not using it or it's not relevant, you can just use it as a cycling card and you get rid of it. So you can always have a secondary thing that you can just chuck it if you don't need it. Burn at the Stake. It's a sorcery, 2 red, red, red. As an additional cost to cast a spell, you tap any number of untapped creatures you control, and then it deals damage to any target equal to the number of equal to 3 times the number of creatures tapped this way. That can get pretty exponential. Boros decks, maybe, Boros tokens or Naya tokens or whatever. You just tap all your 100 creatures, and then this deals 3 times that. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. This could win you the game in some instances. So this is a pretty fun move. All right, lastly, we've got Captive Flame. There's a lot of enchantments in this one. I guess red has a lot of cool enchantments. I didn't even think about that until now, but basically this gives all your creatures fire breathing. It's just pay a red, a target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. It's just universal fire breathing across your board, or anybody's board for that matter. It just sits there, and then you can just reuse it, and then you just got a lot of Shivan dragons. Swinging with a lot of this stuff. And I just think that's really fun. Thank you guys for watching. There are some TCGplayer and the Milkman Proxy and what was the new one? The Deckbox Arcane Fortress. I'm tired. Arcane Fortress is down there. Deckboxes, that's the new one. Make sure you guys check those affiliate links out. They really do help the channel. You do get discounts as well. There's discounts down there you can go see. And make sure you guys join me next week for your weekly dose of magic.